Good afternoon. Welcome to Movers and Shakers. Shift focus away from the budget expectations for a bit and focus on some of those buzzing stocks in trade today.
And indeed, good day for the markets up until now, and lots of buzzers in trade today. First up, Dunlop, that has rallied as the curbs on the rights issue are lifted. We asked the management on what they're expecting from the budget as well.
Gati is buzzing on financial restructuring plans, so we'll touch base with the management for more details on that aspect of the business.
And not just that, Fame India continues to see very smart gains as Reliance Media Works makes the counter offer for 62% stake at 83.40 rupees a share.
And MIC Electronics is the other big buzzer in trade. The company has bagged a 3-year contract to supply video screens to Australia's National Rugby League. So we'll find out how that really fits into the scheme of things as far as the order book is concerned.
And Sri Renuka Sugars has been seeing very smart gains as the company buys a 51% stake in Brazil's Grupo Equipov for about 1,530 crore rupees. The management says that the acquisition will be funded through internal accruals and some debt. They are confident that the sugar cycle will remain in an uptrend.
And in other commodities this morning, crude rallies to $80 on the dollar's weakness, gains 8% over last week.
All right, first up, Pawan Ruia, who's the chairman at Dunlop. He joins us on the phone line, or rather in person. Mr. Ruia, thanks very much for joining us, sir. Sir, if you could first confirm if the curbs on the rights issue have indeed been lifted, and by what time can we see the account holders, or rather the shareholders, actually be able to demat the shares?
The Delhi High Court has lifted the ban for dematting and the listing of the right issue. So I think now it's for the NSDL and CDSL to give us a permission so that all the shareholders can get their shares dematted, and the BSE has to allow for the listing. But so long as the court order which has banned earlier the listing, that has been lifted now. So we see that in maybe next 2 weeks of time or 3 weeks of time, the shares will be completely, fully traded in the stock exchange.
Mr. Ruia, good afternoon. Congratulations on that. And on the question of the budget, sir, what are your expectations? Because we understand that there is an expectation of a reduction in import duty on natural rubber from 20% to 7.5%. That's what the street is expecting. Personally, if this does come into effect, then what kind of benefit do you see for companies like yourself?
You see, the most of the bottom line or the top line is getting affected because of the rubber prices being very, very high. So certainly if this duty comes down from 20% to 7.5%, it is certainly going to affect. Now rubber is hovering around 140 rupees, which is really very, very high. So if this duty is reduced in this budget, certainly it will have an effect on the total pricing of the tire as well as the profitability of the company. But beyond this rubber, we also expect that there should be a duty cut on fabric as well as the carbon black, which is also an item which is majorly used in the tire industry. So while we are discussing about the rubber, we also expect of the reduction in the duty which was made high last year, so long as these two products are also concerned, which is fabric and carbon black.
In case some sort of withdrawal of stimulus does come into play, then would you hike prices further, and what are the kind of price hikes that you have taken so far, if any?
See, normally it has gone from 5% to 15% hike in most of the items, but there is certainly a competition in the market, and how long this hike will be able to substantiate, that's a very important issue. So in case if the prices don't go down and it remains firm as what it is, then certainly at this particular moment we are not contemplating any further price rise, but certainly it will not come down. But tomorrow if this duty effect comes down and there is a reduction in the price of rubber, then at least to some extent we can give some benefit to the market, and as well as some profitability of the company can be maintained.
Right, Mr. Ruia, if you could also throw some more light on what's the kind of production per day that you're undertaking, and what sort of year-end revenues can we look forward from you?
With both the plant in Shahganj and Ambattur, right now we are contemplating a 30 tons per day production, and with this in 2010 and 11, which ultimately this 30 tons will go up to 60 tons to 70 tons a day average on both the plants. So I expect a revenue of approximately 550 crore rupees to 600 crore in next fiscal.
All right, so one last question on the shortage of radial tires. When we spoke to other tire manufacturers, they did say that this situation seems to be increasing at this point. What's your take and what is the current situation now?
There is certainly a small shortfall of the radial tire so long as the truck and a bus segment is concerned. But I think the amount of capacity expansion with the industry is talking about and the way things are moving, I don't think this shortage will continue beyond maybe 6 months to 7 months of time. And with the road conditions right now in India, I think radialization of bus and truck is not going to be as fast as we expect, but certainly people would like to go for radial tire, and I think in 6 to 7 months of time, this shortfall which we are seeing right now will not be there.
All right. Thanks so much for joining us, Mr. Ruia. That's Dunlop India, up about 5% in trade, a big buzzer today. Another one, Gati, pull that stock up for you. Big debt restructuring plans there. We have Mahendra Agarwal, the MD of Gati,